All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're tackling a massive question, one that so many of us struggle with. Should you be throwing every single spare dollar at your high-interest debt? Or should you start investing for your future, even with that debt kind of hanging over your head?
I mean, this is such a classic dilemma, right? On one side, you've got that high interest debt just gnawing at you, feeling like this anchor that's just dragging you down. But on the other side, you hear this constant drumbeat about the magic of compound interest, and you get that fear of missing out on big market gains. It's a really tough spot to be in. So, what is the right move? And yeah, if you feel like you're caught in a financial tug of war, you are definitely not alone. All the conventional wisdom out there seems to pull you in completely different directions. It makes it almost impossible to feel like you're making the right choice, no matter what you do. So, to really get a clear answer here, we've got to step back and challenge a core belief that a lot of us have about debt itself. So, let's start with section 1, rethinking debt. Is it a tool or is it a trap? It's funny how we're all taught to think about debt. For most of us, it's painted as this ultimate evil. But the source material for this explainer offers a totally different way to look at it, and it's summed up perfectly in this quote. The United States is abusing their debt, Apple is using their debt. Don't abuse it, use it. That little phrase, that holds the key. Okay, so this slide really breaks that difference down for us. On the left, you've got abusing debt. This is what we usually think of, using it for consumption, buying stuff that loses value, and basically trapping yourself in payments. But check out the right side, using debt. This is what smart companies and, smart people do. They borrow money to buy assets that actually make them more money, accelerating their growth. So it's not about avoiding debt altogether, it's about using it as a powerful tool. All right, now here's an idea that might flip your thinking completely upside down. When inflation is high, savers actually lose. Why? Because their cash is worth less and less over time. But debtors with fixed-rate loans, they can actually win. Think about it like this. Your $100,000 loan is fixed, but as inflation goes up, the value of the dollars you use to pay it back goes down. So in a weird way, you're paying back that very real debt with cheaper money. It's a fascinating and really powerful concept to get your head around. So, okay, we've kind of established that not all debt is bad. Now let's apply that same critical thinking to the other side of the coin, investing. This brings us to section 2, the 2 types of investing. A lot of us are told that just saving your money is the safest thing you can do. But take a look at this chart. It tells a totally different story. Look at how that inflation bar just towers over the returns you get from a savings account or a CD. If your money is earning, basically nothing, while the cost of everything is going up, your money is actively losing its buying power. It's just fading away. The real risk here might actually be in not investing. So when we talk about investing, what are we really trying to do? The source material here highlights 2 totally distinct philosophies. On one side, you have investing for capital gains. This is the classic buy low, sell high strategy. It's really a form of speculation, almost like gambling. But on the other side, you've got investing for cash flow. And this is all about acquiring assets that generate regular, predictable income month after month. Okay, we've pulled apart debt, we've pulled apart investing. Now let's put it all back together into a whole new framework. Welcome to Section 3, a new financial playbook. This whole playbook, it starts with 2 super simple but really powerful definitions. First up, an asset. Let's just forget all the complicated Wall Street jargon for a second. An asset is simply something that puts money in your pocket. That's it. That's the whole definition. And the goal is to collect as many of these as you possibly can. And on the flip side, of course, you've got a liability. And a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. Simple as that. Now, this distinction is a huge deal because a lot of the things we're told are assets, like our primary home or our car, they often act like liabilities, constantly pulling cash out of our wallets every single month. Okay, and this brings everything full circle, right back to debt. Bad debt is the stuff you use to buy liabilities. It's a financial drain. But good debt, that's debt you use to buy assets. And get this, the income from that asset is designed to pay for the debt, and then some. So good debt actually increases your cash flow. And this slide, wow, this lays out the playbook perfectly. Let's walk through it. Step 1, you use good debts to go buy a cash-flowing asset, like a rental property. Step 2, that property starts generating income. Step 3, that income pays for the mortgage and all the other expenses. And step 4, whatever's left over is profit. positive cash flow right in your pocket. You've basically used debt to create a little money machine for yourself.
So, where does all this leave us? What's the takeaway? Let's wrap it all up in our final section. Section 4, your next move.
So let's go all the way back to that first question. Should you pay off debt or should you invest? Well, after all this, you can see it's not really a simple this or that choice, is it? The real goal isn't just to be debt-free. The real goal is to increase your cash flow from assets. The strategy then is more like a two-pronged attack. Go after your bad debt aggressively, the high-interest credit cards for things that don't make you money, but at the exact same time, you're educating yourself to find those opportunities to use good debt to buy cash-flowing assets. It's about shrinking your liabilities while you build your asset column.
So, this explainer doesn't really leave us with a simple, neat answer. Instead, it leaves us with a much more powerful question, one for you to think about. What is your plan to acquire your next cash-flowing asset?